Well, joining us now is the founder of Winds of Healing Ministries, John Laframboise. If I'm pronouncing that right.
That's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Laframboise.
Laframboise.
Yeah.
A little close.
A little close.
I'm too American. One of my good friends from Honduras jokes me and says, "You know, Gordon, in heaven there's only going to be English." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because Americans can't learn another language." So, good to have you here. You're going to be doing a service in the area in Virginia Beach.
That's right. We're doing a Christmas miracle service. So we just, yeah.
Where's it going to be, you know?
I cannot.
Sandler
Yes,
Center?
the Sandler Center. Yes, that's right.
Right next to the town center in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And you're going to start off, what, 10 o'clock, 10:30?
10:30.
Sunday morning. And you're expecting many miracles.
We are expecting many miracles. You know, after all, Jesus, we celebrate the birth of Jesus on Christmas. You know, and he came not only to remove sin, but also to bring healing to the world. You know, physical, emotional, everything. So we're expecting God just to really move in a powerful way, miracles, signs, and wonders. You know, so we're really encouraging people to bring the unsaved and to bring the sick as well. You know, we're expecting God to really do some amazing things.
Yeah, it's going to be a glorious time. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah. You've gone through a lot of changes in the past year. You know, when we last had you on, we were talking about Lakeland. You were here for a service in Chesapeake, Virginia, as part of Fresh Fire, and now all of that has just like exploded. And what's your take on that? Where are we going now? I know a lot of people are kind of disappointed and saying, you know, what happened and why, and then, you know, why didn't God sort of protect is one question I'm hearing. And then the second question I'm hearing is, where do we go now? And I'm almost getting a sense that people want another Lakeland type experience. What would you say to them that are looking for that?
I tell them, you know, don't let what happened with Todd kind of pull you back, but let it really learn from your mistakes, learn from this generation's mistakes and the past generation's mistakes. You know, we've seen countless amount of people, unfortunately, I shouldn't say countless. We've seen a lot of men and women of God falling in the past, you know, and getting restored, and someone falling and just not getting restored. So I would just encourage people to learn from mistakes and keep on pressing in for revival. You know, it was a genuine move of God, you know, and God just doesn't pour something out and pull it away. You know, as soon as something wrong happens, it's still there. The power of God is still available for us. In fact, God wants us to press in and to seek after Him, you know, and to bring the kingdom of heaven down into earth. Like Paul said, that my preaching and my teaching were not persuasive words of human wisdom, but in a demonstration of the power of God, that your faith should be established upon the power of God, not the wisdom of man. So we need to be pressing in and, you know, and believing God for the signs and the wonders, for the miracles. You know, so I just encourage those people to keep on praying, keep on fasting, keep on doing revival meetings, and keep on pressing in to see the fullness of God come.
Well, one of the things I've also heard, and it's kind of curious, there's a lot of criticism of Lakeland, even before all the controversy, and then, you know, I'm hearing, well, it's proof that this wasn't real. And it's almost like, you know, you shouldn't be looking for miracles today. We've even gotten some, you know, questions that have come in to this program about that. And, you know, our miracles still for today, and they're frankly using Lakeland as an excuse to say, well, no, they're not. See what happened. What would you say to them?
I was definitely telling miracles are still for today. We still see it all the time on a regular basis. You know, just because one man failed, you know, like he was really just burnt out. You know, going, I can't remember exactly how many days it was before he took a break, you know, and it's just too much for any one person to do. And once again, you look in history, you know, like William Branham, phenomenal man of God, you know, in the end, kind of, some things happened.
You look back in history, and Branham is sort of a prime example. He literally sort of went off the deep end on his theology because of fatigue. He just went and went and went and went and went, and actually had to be hospitalized on one occasion because he was just completely drained. Charles Finney said the greatest enemy of revival is the leaders get tired. And if you see that going, you gotta take a Sabbath.
Yeah, that's true. You do. You really do.
You've got to rest. What kind of miracles have you seen? Let's talk about the positive. What have you seen from your ministry? How's God
Lately,
blessed you?
we've seen everything from deaf ears opening up to even metal rods melting out of people's bodies. Just
You're
in
kidding.
fact, oh, no joke. There's people with like metal rods. There's one
In their back?
in their back, their legs, their hands. We've seen people with metal rods. He's a martial artist. He had a metal rod. He busted up his hand, had a metal rod. You could see the scar, and I felt it personally. I felt the metal rod. Next day, it comes by. The scar was gone, and the metal rod, you couldn't feel the metal rod anymore. I've had people, in fact, when I was just here in August, there was a woman who prayed for us. She had I believe it's three fused vertebrae. It was physically impossible for her to bend over. We prayed for her. She bent over, no problem. Funny, I had no idea what was wrong with her. I just pointed her out, says, you have lower back pain, and God will heal you right now. She comes up, pray for her. I say, bend over. She looks at me, and I said, well, bend over. She bends over, and she comes up, totally surprised, and she says, this is physically impossible for me to do. Explains the whole thing.
You seem to have a particular manifestation in your meetings where scars disappear, which I just find incredible. What was the first one where you saw that?
The first one I would say is actually when I got with a metal rod in his hand, and the scar just disappeared.
Went with it,
yeah. And after I saw that the first time, I thought, well, this is awesome. I'm like, why not?
Why not?
Also, I just kept on pressing, kept on believing for it, kept on praying for people with
Because a lot of people with disfiguring scars, I think they sort of give up. They don't ask for healing from that.
So some people would have this mindset of like, this is.
I got to live with it.
I got to live with it. But yeah, Jesus came to relieve all their sickness, all their pain, anything that disfigures just our body. Actually, sorry, the first scar I ever saw healed was for myself. I was a missionary in Indonesia in 2004 and 2005, before and after the tsunami. And I had burns on my foot. I unfortunately walked on some hot coals, and I got some really, really bad burns on my right foot. And I was scarred just horrifically. And then one day, I looked at it, I was like, God, this is ugly. So I want to get rid of this, And next day it literally peeled off, just like a piece of dry skin. The scar literally peeled off my foot. And now, if you look at my foot, you would not be able to tell there's a scar there. I have pictures to prove that I had a scar, but now there's no way you could tell.
Wow. You had a woman in one of your meetings that she had a C-section and her scar got healed too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Women with breast cancer, scars.
Phenomenal miracles. Well, if you're interested and want to see John, he's going to be at the Sandler Center on Sunday morning, right here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And if you want to come, I encourage you to. Well, up next, my favorite part of the program, we'll be praying for you and your needs right after this.